It doesn't make for pleasant viewing, but unfortunately, seeing really is believing the shocking state of Australia's billion-dollar cosmetic surgery industry. Reporter Adele Ferguson's series of stories for 60 Minutes, the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age have revealed appalling practices. Doctors without proper surgical training causing enormous harm to their patients, while the government regulators, those who should be policing the industry, seemingly do very little to stop them. But as Adele reports tonight, there could now be good news.
I could feel them with the cannula fucking ramming me.
It's hard to believe that in 2022, butchery like this is allowed to happen. Cosmetic surgeons with little or no specialist training promising to make people beautiful, but delivering the exact opposite. And it's trauma made worse by ineffective regulators.
Here we are.
It's not a question of them being asleep at the wheel. They're nowhere near the car. Right, they're just nowhere.
Since I started reporting on the cosmetic surgery industry 10 months ago, I've been inundated with horror stories from patients with lifelong scars.
Every single week, I see 3 or 4 or 5 patients who have been maimed and harmed by these individuals with limited or basic surgical training.
But finally, things could be changing. Following last week's story, another 200 patients have signed up to a class action, which now totals almost 700 people against Dr. Daniel Lanza, Dr. Daniel Aronov, and Dr. Ryan Wells. And more than 100 patients have joined Madden's lawyers' review into the high-profile Cosmos Clinic.
We continue to receive an overwhelming number of registrations. It is extraordinary. In my experience, it's unprecedented to have this level of interest in a class action at a relatively early stage.
As the industry spirals out of control, what's been allowed to go up on social media is shocking. Minister, I wanted to show you a video. It's on social media of a cosmetic surgeon performing surgery in a non-operating theatre, and this is entertainment.
Well, that's appalling. This is an industry that needs to be cleaned up. It started to resemble the Wild West with these cowboys prancing around, pumped up with their own sense of celebrity on social media, wreaking havoc on patients who, frankly, have been misled about their qualifications. It's time to clean this industry up.
It's a huge amount of money. The Federal Health Minister, Mark Butler, has seen enough. And at last, someone is promising to clean up this industry. What do you propose to do?
Well, I've only been the Minister for several weeks, but at our first meeting of health ministers, I asked for this to be put back on our agenda for this year. I mean, frankly, it's dragged on for too long with no action. We don't need more reviews, we don't need more inquiries, we need some action now. And the first starting point for me is I don't understand how on earth people are allowed to hold themselves out in Australia as surgeons without doing the minimum 6-year postgraduate study as a surgeon that has long been understood in this country as the minimum qualification for surgery.
The national regulator, AHPRA, will release the findings of an inquiry into the cosmetic surgery industry this week. But Minister Butler is already preparing to go further.
We'll have a look at that review, and if the material before us isn't broad enough, isn't comprehensive enough, then we can and we will act.
And what about enforcement? Is that a problem?
I think we need to examine whether the problem here is the absence of proper conditions that govern these procedures, or enforcement, or both, and that's what we'll be looking at over the next couple of weeks. There's got to be a consequence for people who commit and lead to these extraordinary harms that patients are receiving, often permanent damage, not only disfigurement, but also damage to organs and other really significant ongoing harm. There's got to be a consequence to that. The cowboys, frankly, that are in there really hurting the good name of proper plastic surgery undertaken by people with proper qualifications, and it's time to clean them up.
Hello, I'm Tom Steinfort. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au, as well as the 9Now app.